So the formula is A sub n is A1 plus n minus 1d. Which term do they want? 65th. Remember, that's an ordinal number, isn't it? It implies an ordering, 65th. So that's your n. Whenever you find the ordinal, that's your n. That's your address. So plug that in. A sub 65 is A1. Oh, and they gave me A1 right up here, didn't they? A1 is 5. N, what's N? Oh, 65, yeah, that's right, it's right up here, huh? Minus 1. And the D, they gave me the D. Minus X. Good to there? So A sub 65, the 65th term, is going to be whatever that is. 316, 24, 384. Is it 379? Minus 379? That's the 65th term. All good? I move on. That's how we jump all the way down to the 65th term like a CD. All right, so try that one. Find the 80th term of that sequence.
Excuse me. No, it's fine. No. Obviously, a very rude person to don't understand. There's nothing.
No, you're good.
So A sub n is A1 plus n minus 1d. So 80th. What is that 80? That's my n, because it's the ordinal. 80th. That's your n. What's A sub 1? That's the negative 3. Huh? That means first term. What's the end is 80. And what's the D? What's the difference from term to term? Minus 7, minus 7. That's the D, huh? We good like that? I don't know what that is. 553 minus 556. We found the 80th term. We can jump like a CD. All the way down there. Instantaneously. Good? Questions? Fifth term is negative 11. 14th term is 70. So write the A sub n formula twice. A n is A1 plus n minus 1d. So write it twice like we did the last one. Plug in the 5 for n, right? The ordinals are in. 5th, that's n. 14th, that's another n. Write your two equations with your two letters, your A1 and your D. And solve them both. So fifth term is negative 11. So n is 5. Good to there. Got your two equations. All right, run a negative sign through the bottom one or the top one. It doesn't matter. Run a negative sign through one of them, add them up, and solve for d. So negative, negative, negative. Add them up. These cancel. Minus 9d. Minus 7. D is going to be 9, huh? Positive 9. D is positive 9. So we got D. Then you bring it over. And you plug in. D is positive 9, don't you? Where do you plug in D is positive 9? I would just grab the first formula. And we get A1 plus 36 is minus 11. Subtract 36. A1 is minus 47. So we got A1 and D. So all their questions, it's A1D, A1D, A1D. Is that okay? You good on those two equation, two letter ones? Questions before I move on? under 20 minutes. Put them back on the screen here. There we go. So yeah, see how these have plus signs in the middle? The overhead projectors start getting tired about this point. Are you getting tired about this point?
Did you see that from behind you that it flashed?
Yeah, right. It's a lot of light. I can certainly see that. Okay, 7, 9, 11, dot, 73. So notice that I know this is all coming at you fast here, but the thing to notice is those are plus signs, not commas. Well, I mean, look back for a second. Look back like to this one. See how, well, it's all marked up now, but see how they just had commas between them? We weren't adding them up. We were just listing them. This one, comma, that one, comma, the next one, or this one. Well, I guess we didn't do any other ones. And anyway, so far, up to now, we've just been listing them. Now we're actually adding them up. We want to add them up. How we add them, we want to know what the total is, not just what the 10th one is or the 100th one or whatever. We want to know what they all add up to be. See how the different kind of question? Plus signs. So we need a different formula. The formula is S sub n. S stands for sum. N over 2 A1 plus AN. Let me tell you what the different players in the game are. N is number of terms. Remember, that's always address, order. A1 is the first term. AN is the last term. So there's how you add up a bunch of numbers that are in an arithmetic sequence anyway. Those are how you add up a bunch of numbers in an arithmetic sequence. So let's do that. So S sub n equals n over 2. I don't know n right now. I'm going to have to come back for n. You know what I mean? I don't know how many terms, do I? I don't know the number. Why not? Well, 7 is the first term, 9 is the second, then 11, then dot, dot, dot. The last one's 73. I don't know how many are there. There's dot, dot, dot. I don't know how many terms are being hidden by that dot, dot, dot. We'll do something in a minute to figure it out. Let's move on. But do we know A1? A1 means first term. So that's 7, huh? Do we know A sub n? Yeah, last term, huh? This is A sub n. This is A1, yeah. That's just first term plus last term. So all we need is n. If I can just get my hands on that n right there, pop it in, I can figure out the total, the sum. S sub n means sum. What they add up to be. How can I find n? You know what I'm going to do to find n? Find n by A sub n formula. Use the other formula that we've been using. The A sub n. The other, we've got to use them both on this one. A sub n is A1 plus n minus 1d. That one we've been using. You got to use both formulas on this problem. Am I losing you? You with me? So the main attraction, the main formula is the S sub n. That's the sum. That's what's going to give me my final answer. But to finish up, to find the n part of it, I got to go over and use the other formula, the A sub n. So how do we do that? Well, what is A sub n first off? A sub n. Remember what it means? Last term? 73. What's A sub 1? What's A sub 1 mean? First term. N's what I'm looking for. What's D? 2. It's the difference. What's being added every time? Add 2 every time, huh? It's 2. See how I can solve that little formula for n? Grab it. Unplug your iPad. Oh, no. There we go. It's back. I thought it was me. It's the overhead projector getting tired. So now we'll solve for n and bring it back. So 73 is 7 plus 2n minus 2. 7 minus 2 is 5. Like that. Keep going. Subtract 5. So that's 68 is 2n. Divide by 2. N's 34. Bring that back. So now that we found n, 34, bring it back, finish up this problem. 34 over 2. What's 7 plus 7 is 80? And hit the buttons on your calculator. I'm getting 1360. That's the sum. That's what those all add up to be. 1,360. Did that make sense? Kind of a lot of work, but you use 2 formulas. Yeah.
I guess it's just kind of like a referring to that, but couldn't you subtract A sub n and A sub 1, divide it by the difference, then add 1?
Yeah.
That's how it works.
That was good. That'll give you n. All right, yeah, so if you feel that, if you can just feel another way, feel free to do so. You don't need these formulas if you can do that. All right, try that one. See if you can add this. How are you going to recognize on the next exam that you got to use the S sub n formula on this one? The plus sign, sum. The S stands for sum. That's all the S formula. We're going to same thing next week when we start the next section. We'll have an A sub n formula when they're not added and an S sub n when they are for the stuff that we do next time. Same thing. So S sub n, I'll read something. So use the S sub n formula we just used. N over 2 times A1 plus AN.
The one with the commas, is that like considered a sequence of numbers or like with commas?
That's a sequence. This is a series. Yeah, if you want the names. This is a series when they're added. It's a sequence when they're commaed. So remember, first term, last term. First is 6, last is 111. We don't know the n. So to find the n, we come over here. We're going to find a sub n. So distribute that 7. We're on the last chapter other than the trigonometry, if you realize. And you've all done trig before, right? So you're almost at the end of the new material. 2 more sections after this one, 12.3 and 12.5.
I hate cosines.
And then it's trig. The rest of the course is trig.
I hate sine, tangent.
You hate them. Did you all see the D was 7? I went over that kind of quick. It's the difference is adding 7 each time, right? Everybody see that's the D? The difference from term to term, the D. The difference, the jump from term to term, the D is 7. It's adding 7. 6 add 7 is 13. Add 7 is 20. So then we get minus 1 plus 7n. 1 to both sides. 112 is 7n. Divided by 7. What is that? 16? Thank you. All right, so n is 16. Grab that 16, bring it back. 16 over 2, 117. I'm getting 936. There it is. All those numbers add up to be 936. Good? Questions on that one? We okay? All right, so...
this minimize the one times
1 to 60. 3n minus 6. Okay. So what does that big Greek S mean? Sum. You need to add them up. So this is another way of saying add them up, right? So guess which formula am I going to use? If that's a big Greek S, I'm not going to use the A sub n formula. I'm going to use the S sub n. The S goes with the S, and it does. The Greek S goes with the English S, because they both are talking about sum. So whenever you have that big, it's called sigma, the big Greek S, use the S sub n formula, which is n over 2, a1 plus an. And this one will actually be easier. A little bit easier. All right, here we go.
Do we need to have these formulas on our card, or is this going to be a formula?
Yeah, put them on your card. What is the n there now? Let me write again what these things are. Yeah, number of terms. Remember, first term, last term. N is the number of terms. And so, do you know the number of terms? How many?
60.
Yeah. There's got to be 60 terms, huh? Because they're telling me by that right here, it ends at 60. It starts, remember it starts, the bottom number is where it starts. If you start at 1 and you end at 60, how many terms did you do? 60 terms. So this time we don't have to go work hard for n. We don't have to use the other formula. Do you see that? We know how many terms. Because they're telling us with their big sigma notation. They're saying it starts at 1 and ends at 60. So if I say I counted people off, I started at 1, I ended at 60, well, there's 60 people. So n is 60. That's nice. What's A1? What's the first term?
1.
No, it's negative 3. Negative 3.
N is 1. That's the address, but who lives there? This means who lives at house 1. The house number's 1.
Negative 3.
Yeah, you got to put a 1 into this formula, huh? A sub 1 means plug 1. Whoops, getting kind of scribbly there. A sub 1 means plug 1 into that formula. Negative 3. Everybody see how I did that? Just plug 1 into that formula. How do you find the last term? A sub n means what? Plug 60 into that formula. A sub 60 is the last term, isn't it? Plug 60 in. What's that? 180 minus 6, 174. There we go. Everybody see how I found that? So the number of terms is 60. The first term means plug 1 into the formula. The last term means plug 60 into the formula because it goes from 1 to 60. And so what is that? That's 30, 171, whatever that is, a big number. 5130. So they all add up to be 5130.
He just types it in and it's head, yeah.
So is that good? Questions on that one? I want to see what we have left here. Science, room number 5, down in the basement. Come see me and I'll do those others with you. Or Mr. Tim, he's available. All right, let's try this one here. Drury Lane Theater has 19 seats in the first row, 31 rows in all. Each successive row contains one additional seat. How many seats in the theater? Do you get the idea? Let me draw a picture. So here's row 1. They have, I'm pretty artistic. I hate to show off my art skills. 19 seats. It's as good as it gets. In row 1. Now row 2 is just a little bit wider. So they have one. How many more? One additional. So 20 seats in row 2. And then row 3, 21 seats. Then 22 seats, etc., right? Row 3, 2, 1. Row 4, dot, 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 dot. Row 9. No, not 19. Row 31. Thank you. Row 31 has a bunch of seats. All right. We got a minute. They want to know how many total seats in the theater. See, it's like a pyramid kind of setup, isn't it? A lot of stadiums and places are set up that way. So how do you figure out how many total seats in the theater? What do we do? What formula would I use here to add up the total number of seats? Yeah, S sub n. It's got to be the S sub n. We're summing, aren't we? A1 plus AN. Good. This is the number of terms in. This is the first term and the last term. So what are the number of terms? We're adding up. Think about what we're adding. We're adding up 19 and 20 and 21 and 22. We're adding those up. Dot, dot, dot. Isn't that what we're adding up? You with me? We're adding up, right? 19 seats, then 20 seats, then 21 seats, then 20. I want to add all those up to get the total seats. So these are the numbers I'm adding up. So what's the first term? 19. What's the last term? I don't know. How many terms? 31. Starts at row 1, goes to 31. 31 rows, 31 terms. So all I don't know is the last term, huh? How do you think I can get A sub n? Maybe I could use the A sub n formula. Here's a thought. Right? To find A sub n, I'll use the A sub n formula. So it's A1, which is 19, plus n, which I already know is 31, minus 1 times d. What's the d? What's the difference from term to term? It's going up by 1 every time. Times 1. So A sub n is something. It's 19 plus 30, isn't it? 49? So 49. There it is. Hit the button. 31 over 2 times, what is that? 68. 31 over 2 times 68. It is 1,054 seats in the theater. See how we did that? All right, we are out of time.